واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله والله بكل شيء عليم.
Alhamdulillah wahdah, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'dah. Alhamdulillah, the month of Ramadan has arrived, the month of mercy and forgiveness, the month of the Quran. And unfortunately, many of us won't be spending Ramadan the same way we have spent it the years that have passed by. Many of us will be spending it at home. And a question a lot of us will ask is, how do we pray Taraweeh at home? Inshallah ta'ala, today we'll be talking about some rulings pertaining to a Taraweeh. The first point is, how can a person pray Taraweeh at home with his family or with her family? Then, let's say you will either be in one of three situations. The first situation is if there's only two men in the house and there's no one else at home, and those two men want to pray Taraweeh. Then those two men, one of them will be the Imam, and the other one will be led by the Imam. And the one being led needs to make sure that he's on the right side of the Imam and not on the left side or behind the Imam. The second situation is if there is one male in the house and the rest of the people that live in the house are females, whether it only be one female or two or three or more. Then in this situation, the man is going to be the Imam and he's going to step in front of the rest of them. And behind him will be his female relatives. Even if he only has one female relative living with him, that female relative will stand behind him, inshallah ta'ala. The third situation is if the household is made up of males and females. Then the Imam would stand in front, and behind him will be a line of men, of the male relatives that live in the house, and behind the line of men will be the female relatives that live in the house. So that is how you pray Taraweeh with your family at home. The second point is it permissible for me to read from the Mushaf? Because I am not considered to be a Hafid, I have not memorized the Quran. So is it permissible for me to read from the Mushaf while I'm leading my family or while I'm praying on my own in Taraweeh? Then the ulama have mentioned, rahimahumullah, that it's permissible. It's permissible for a person to read from the Mushaf if they haven't memorized the Quran. It was narrated that Aisha radiallahu anha was led by someone who was reading from a Mushaf in the month of Ramadan, in the night prayers. Now, the third and final point is, some people may ask, is it permissible for me to pray Taraweeh and act as if those Imams that are praying Taraweeh in Masjid al-Haram or those Imams that are praying Taraweeh in Masjid al-Nabawi are my Imam? Meaning, I want to pray behind them while I watch them from the TV, or I watch them from behind the laptop screen. Then this is considered to be impermissible. The reason being is because from the conditions of the congregational prayer to be considered a congregational prayer is that the lines, the sufuf, have to be muttasila, they have to be connected. And in this situation, the lines are not connected. The Imam is in a totally different country, and you're in a different country as well. So it's not permissible for you to pray Taraweeh and act as if the Imam on the TV or the Imam on the laptop screen is the Imam that is leading you in prayer. Subhanakallah bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.